Hello, good evening everybody. I thought I'd just do a quick hobby update so I can show you what I've been working on in the last week or so since I posted that the Rohan video. So I've basically been working on more War of the Roses stuff. I've actually finished the first set of casualties. Now some of these I'd already done because I've been painting them as I painted other things, but I've now completed the entire set, so I just thought I'd put them all together. I completed this guy, the wounded sort of foot knight who's being carried along, and also this guy who's taken a bit of a whack to the head, so I added just a little bit of blood coming down from there, and I painted him up as a Burgundian. So yeah, I'm pleased with those. I'll be adding more casualties as the stamina values of everything in Hail Caesar are quite high. I think it's 6 for a unit, so this would just be 1 unit, so if a unit has this many then it would be shaken. So that's those ones done, but I got a bit of a taste for it as I was finishing those off because I tend to do these as I'm painting other things. So I started on the next batch of casualties. These are from the Morgul Knights set. If you saw one of my previous videos, I basically came to the decision that because there isn't a great deal of time between the two periods, Agincourt is in 1415, and then the main War of the Roses part, I suppose, is in about 1460. Armour would have been handed down, so I'd figured that, you know, these guys, you know, especially among the minor nobility, that armour would be handed down, so I've just painted them up. Sort of generic casualties, apart from this guy, Burgundian again. I just like to chuck that in because it's very simple heraldry to do, but quite obvious who it is. And I've added a bit of a burnished armour on this, so I've still just got a few things to finish off in these, few details, and then I'll be adding some more casualties in. On the rest of the painting front, alright, I'm going to zoom out a little bit now, so there we go. I have been working on some more terrain for the Lord of the Rings. So after I got the 3D printed terrain from last time, I bought a whole sort of stack of it while it was on offer on Black Friday, and I've got all sorts of bits in here, including these statues, which these ones just need a bit of cleaning up, and you can see here are the plinths. But I have painted one so you can see what it looks like, which, because it doesn't really do it justice, you just see them like that. So here's one that I've already done, and it fits in well with the bits that I've already done. You know, let's grab a couple. So there we go. As I say, it's good for my gaming needs. It's fairly cheap and it'll be a good objective or just something to fight around. So I've got those to be working on, but again, I'm just doing them as and when because the paint scheme is fairly simple. So it's just, you can, I think this took me, I don't know, about half an hour to knock out while there was a TV program on that I didn't want to watch, so I just came in here and knocked that out. So a little bit to be working on there. Speaking of the Lord of the Rings, I have done test model. A lot of what I've been doing since Christmas is doing test models and test paint schemes on the things that I got, so I can decide how I want to do things. So I have done a test scheme for the Morgul Knights, and here he is. Now, I did think about, and I did actually try giving them sort of a bit of an eerie glow, and in fact the only place I've kept it is inside the helmet. So you can see this sort of ghostly skull. I did try to do some OSL lighting sort of on the shield. It didn't really work because unless you're going to do the whole thing as a ghost, it didn't really seem to make a lot of sense to me. Whereas like the encased skull, I thought, yeah, I can get away with that. So I kind of painted them up quite, trying to keep a fairly simple colour palette, and to me these represent sort of pale shadows of what a knight is meant to be. I think they released these based on the idea, I think there's a line in the Lord of the Rings in the book that simply just says they're a horseman at the Battle of the Pelennor Fields, and that's it. And Games Workshop have basically run with that and made the Morgul Knights. But I did try to sort of capture that sort of evil looking horse, so I've given it a red eye, a bit like the ones that you see in the Fellowship of the Ring. And I've given this a dry brush of, I can't remember, Dark Reaper, that's over the Black Templar. So I'm pleased with that. It's fairly simple, but that's the scheme I'm going to be using. I don't know what you guys think. Simple basing again, like everything I've been doing for Lord of the Rings. So I've got another 5 of those to paint up. Yeah, shouldn't take too long. And Napoleonics, the new Victrix set got me excited. So I painted one test model as Italians, and I decided to do an entire base. So these have been painted up as the 4th line regiment of Italians, and I think they look all right. Pleased with them, a bit different, lots of nice details, moustaches. And I wanted to paint a grenadier, so I just put together a grenadier and I chucked him on here. But, you know, I don't mind too much if you know, models from other companies make their way onto bases. It's not something that particularly bothers me, and I thought it looked cool, him leading them, telling them to get a move on. So nice stuff. Again, I know some of these backpacks are meant for different things, but you know, I don't mind. So yeah, I'm pleased with them. So no, I think I've decided that I'm going to do an entire, probably a whole brigade of Italians. So I'll make up the rest of the box that I've got, and I'll add another 4 bases to this. So I've got 1 line battalion, and I'll probably make up the rest as the light battalion. I'll buy another box and make those both up as line battalions. So I'll have an entire brigade of Italians. So I'll have 3 line regiments, all in the white. I'll have the light battalion, and I'll probably add a cannon or 2 and a commander. But yeah, until I got the box, I had no intention of doing these as Italian. I thought I was just going to knock out another French line unit, but yeah, I was tempted to do them, and I'm pleased with how they've come out. Let's see what you guys think. I have got some other things that I'm working on, both terrain projects and other game projects, but I want to get a bit further along with those before I show you guys what's going on. And I also just wanted to say a big thank you. Just past 300 subscribers, so thank you very, very much. That's awesome stuff, and you know, it means a lot. I like making these videos, and it motivates me to paint more. And if you guys enjoy them, whether I'm just putting together, just showing you what I do when I'm painting, not how you should be painting, just how I do it, or whether it's these rambling hobby updates, then that's awesome. Thank you. And I'm going to be trying to sort of maybe do a bit more of a consistent update schedule, though it is quite hard because one of the girls isn't very well at the minute, and work is incredibly busy. But what I'm going to be doing, because I want to give some shout outs, but I want to actually dedicate a entire video to doing that, and to, you know, saying thank you, because I'll miss somebody off, or I'll forget why I like their video. So I just need some time to go through those. Otherwise, I'm really enjoying seeing what everybody's doing, what they got for Christmas, and what they're working on. I'm going to carry on working on these, and I'm going to keep on trying to get some battle reports going. So everything's in the works. Otherwise, yeah, that's it for now. I'll catch you guys again soon. Cheers.